In this lesson, I will create 4 countersink holes in the object of the open document. Before I create those holes, I need to place the appropriate points to define their position. To do that, I can either create a sketch in advance or place the points while the hole wizard tool is active. So I will go with the latter and I will activate the hole wizard tool from the Features ribbon. Once I do, the Property Manager palette activates automatically. As I have mentioned before, in the Property Manager palette there are 2 tabs. The Type tab, from which we can specify the type of the hole we are going to create, and the Positions tab, from which we specify where the hole will be placed. Now we'll go back to the Type tab and I will select the countersink hole type. The default types have different settings from the legacy hole which we used in the previous lesson. So first and foremost, we need to select the template that we will use. So I will expand the standard list, and as you can see, there are several templates like the ANSI metric template, the ANSI inch template, and many more. In this example, I will select the ANSI metric template. Then I will expand the type list to specify the shape of the screw head. I can choose between flat, oval, or socket cap. In this example, I will select the oval head screw type. From the hole specifications area, I can specify the diameter of the hole. Generally, the screw sizes that you can find in the market are standard. So I will expand the list and select one of those sizes. In this example, I will select the M5 size. Above the standard list, you can see the fit list. From the options of this list, I can specify if the fit will be close, loose, or normal. In this example, I will select the normal option. Now, if I activate the Show Custom Sizing option, I can edit the size of the hole. However, this may not have the desired result. From the options of the End Condition list, we specify the depth of the hole. The options of this list have been explained in the previous lesson, so I won't elaborate on this lesson. All I will do is select the Through All option. Now, in the Options area appear several additional settings which may differ depending on the type of hole we have selected. At this point, I should mention that if I have made all the settings for a hole type which I intend to use in future projects, I can add this type to favorites. So I will go to the upper part of the Property Manager palette, and from the Favorite area, I will click on the Add or Update a Favorite icon. I won't change the default name and I will click OK. Now every time I select the countersink hole type, I will have the option to select this particular type with those particular settings from the list. I can also save this hole with those specific settings if I click on the Save Favorite icon. However, I will click Cancel on the Save As window, and I will simply mention that if I save a hole type with specific settings in a folder of my computer, I can load this type if I click on the Load Favorite icon. I can even delete a favorite I have created if I click on the Delete Favorite icon. If I want to restore the default settings, all I have to do is click on the Apply Defaults or No Favorite icon. I will keep the settings I made, and I will switch to the Position tab to define where the holes will be placed. To do that, I will click on the 3D Sketch button. Once I do, the cursor takes the form of a pencil and the point tool from the sketch ribbon activates automatically. Now we'll deactivate the point tool and I will activate the corner rectangle tool to create the sketch I need to place the holes. I will create a random rectangle and I will activate the For Construction option from the Property Manager palette. I will click on the check mark and I will select the left vertical side of the rectangle. From the Property Manager palette, I will change its length to 25 mm. Then I will select the upper horizontal side and I will change its length to 30 mm. Now it's time to activate the Smart Dimension tool to specify the distances between the sides of the rectangle and the edges of the solid object. I will set those distances to 10 mm and then I will activate the point tool again and I will click on the four corners of the rectangle to place the holes. Now all I have to do is click on the check mark to create the desired holes. At this point, I will orbit the view to inspect the result. Before we finish the lesson, I should mention that I can edit those holes if I go to the Feature Manager Design Tree palette, click on the Hole Wizard feature, and select Edit Feature. So this is how you create holes in Solidworks. Now you can create your own holes in your own solid objects.